It's October, and one of the themes of October is pumpkins. For our project today, we're going to make a pumpkin patch. And here are the materials that we need. For more realistic pumpkins, you want to use warm colors for your pumpkins. But it's art, and we can be flexible and make some other fun colored pumpkins, so I will be using all sorts of colors. I'll start with an orange traditional pumpkin. First, I need to create the shape of my pumpkin. Using a pencil, I'm going to draw that in. I don't want to waste any paper, so I want to make the largest pumpkin that I can on this sheet of orange paper. My sides will go all the way to the edge, and make sure you leave some space above the pumpkin for that stem. I'm creating a pumpkin with plump, curved sides, and then a bottom that is more flat because it's going to be resting on the ground. And then my top will be somewhat of a curvy, wavy line because of all the bumps and curves that the pumpkin has. Afterwards, you want to outline your pumpkin. Make sure you're using high pressure, so you're pressing down hard to get that dark black color out. Here's that top that looks wavy, bumpy. Next, we're going to create those lines that go up and down on our pumpkin. Looking at that bumpy line, we're going to go where the dips of the line is. So between the two bumps, the lower dip is where you'll start making your line. So I'm making that line that curve down, and towards the bottom, it kind of goes together. They meet towards a midpoint at the bottom. And if you don't have enough bumps or dips to create those lines, just add in a few lines, spread your lines out across your pumpkin. Now that I have outlined all my lines for my pumpkins, I'm just going in a little bit more with that black crayon to give my lines a darker, more bold look. Now I'm going to add a stem on top of my pumpkin. Usually stems grow kind of curved like this. Make sure you press down, get that dark color onto your paper, and then I have a detail line right in the center of my stem. Now let's work on the details of our pumpkin. Since my pumpkin is orange, I'm going to find a crayon that is orange but a little bit darker than the paper color. I'm taking this reddish orange and I'm going to be coloring lightly near those black bold lines. When the light is hitting the pumpkin, the shadows will be the darkest near those black lines. So what I'll do is I will press a little bit harder as I get closer to those black lines, and then lighten my coloring when I'm going away from those black lines. Here I'm just quickly coloring in my stem with the green, and I'm pressing down using high pressure. Then I'm taking a white crayon and I'm going to go in between those black lines and create that highlight where the light is being reflected as it hits the pumpkin. And there you go, is our first pumpkin. It looks great. All I need to do is cut that out carefully, and I have my one pumpkin for my pumpkin patch. Now let's get started on our second pumpkin. Just like how we did the first one, we draw our pumpkin with the little bumps on the top, flat bottom, curved sides, and then our stem. Make sure you bold it with that black crayon, press down, make our curved lines in the middle of the pumpkin. And then now finding that blue that is a little bit darker than the paper, going in with the shadows, coloring in that stem, and then adding my reflection highlight. Now we cut it out, and we have another pumpkin. Here I have two pumpkins for my pumpkin patch, but I don't think that's enough for a pumpkin patch, so I'll just continue to make more pumpkins. Here I'm just going to show you the making of my yellow pumpkin, and notice the shape is a little bit different. Try to make it fun and try to make all your pumpkins have different shapes. And as I was working on this, I decided to add more shadows to my pumpkin. And all I'm doing is just adding more color to the top and the bottom parts of my pumpkin. After creating so many pumpkins for your pumpkin patch, you can add an element of Halloween by creating jack-o'-lanterns. So what I'm going to do now is add those faces onto my pumpkin to make them more fun. Using a black crayon, you're going to create your faces. Make sure you press hard. Use high pressure during this part so that your black color is super dark and bold because it's going over other layers of crayons. So here are my 3 finished pumpkins. I made them jack-o'-lanterns, but of course you don't have to do that for your pumpkin patch if you don't want to. You are the artist. Whatever your pumpkin patch looks like will be great. All we need to do now is to assemble our pumpkin patch. How will you put together your pumpkin patch? Like this? Like this? Or maybe like this? Wait, maybe like this instead. However you do it, I think it will be great. Once you're happy with how it's arranged, glue the pumpkins together to make your pumpkin patch. I can't wait to see yours, and I'll see you next time. Bye!